Jambo, 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 jambo. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Karibu, karibu. Jambo, 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 mabibi na mabwana. Karibu sana. Karibu, karibu. Guys, that's to mean hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the video. Welcome to this channel. Welcome. Let's have a conversation. I'm going to wait for a little bit of more people to join. And unfortunately, I cannot play for you guys music because I don't want my video to be demonetized due to not having the rights to play any music in my video. So we're just gonna talk. I'm just gonna wait for a little bit of more people, perhaps 10. Let's see how that goes. Today is Sunday the 3rd, 2023. Oh my goodness, 2024. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon, 2024. So, Jane Karaoke, nice to see you. Yes, nice to see you, my dear. Nice to see you. I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know if the way I'm situated is okay, but I think I feel comfortable, so that's okay. That's good. So you guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this broadcast. It's a live broadcast as usual. I usually do. If any of you are not familiar with me, my name is Rebecca, and I live in Nairobi, Kenya, and I make videos. Sometimes I make sort of celebrity gossip videos. Sometimes I make just a commentary videos where I talk about the world happenings, or just I discuss things that affects us in the community. Sometimes I derive such stories or such videos from my own experience, and sometimes I just talk about the things that are happening generally in the world right now. So, or maybe based on the news reportings on what is happening, like we just get to discuss and talk about these issues, mainly issues that affect us in the community. So, and it's just fun to be here because I usually speak my mind overall, and I usually speak my mind without being filtered. I am not afraid to call an apple, and I'm not afraid to call tomato. I just say it as it is. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that is in the news currently. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there is this news reportings that actually from the sources of the people who work for the UN, the United Nations, who actually live in the USA, and they have been, I think they have gotten an internal emails, and they've been actually told that there's gonna be mass relocation, like the staffs are gonna be moved to Africa and Kenya in particular, in Nairobi, because we have a lot of cities in Kenya, but they are gonna be moving them into the capital city of Kenya, which is Nairobi, Kenya. So I'm going to react to that, and I'm also going to talk to you guys about how I feel about the immigrations, and how I feel about the kind of mentality that us Africans have when it comes to thinking that out there it's usually better. I mean, the grass is always greener on the other side, which partly it is true, but some of these people usually just go out there blindly without doing their proper research, or without being equipped with the information or survival tactics, or on whichever country they are heading to. And I think there is a lot of education that needs to be done, because I think even more more so the people who grant these people, who help them in obtaining these visas or these immigration papers, they usually don't give them enough information, and people don't read up. People just want to get out because they basically think that out there it's much better than whatever the situation is here in Kenya or in any part of Africa. Mainly people just want to get out because they just feel like there is no better life here, there is no job opportunity here, and the government is kind of corrupt, and they don't really care for their people that much. I mean, they don't care for their people, and a lot of people have just had enough with living in Africa, in Kenya, and majority of them just want to be out, and whether be it you want to be out by trying to find a spouse online whom you believe is going to help you with your moving faster, because actually it's easier for people to move when you have a spouse who is not a Kenyan, like perhaps an American citizen or Canadian citizen, Australian citizen. So women or people are trying to just find a way to get out. And you remember, this video is going to be random. I'm just going to give you guys references based on like sort of stories or things that I have come across. So I came across, I think there is this channel. No, there is this program that usually airs. I don't know in which particular channel, but I know that it's called the 90 Days Fiancé, and usually these Americans go everywhere in the world to look for spouses, basically, and then these spouses are granted a visa based on their marital status. I think they get married and then they are granted a visa. I don't know, they come to America for 90 days, and then after that they like sort of make their things official. They become married, try to get green card, and they live in America, whatnot. There is one lady who is called Akinyi, and she was from Kenya. She got a husband. I don't know how she got recruited. Perhaps she met that guy. I mean, I think they usually meet each other online, and then they apply to be on this show. So I remember there's a girl called Akinyi who married a certain American guy. I think she has a channel here on YouTube where they sort of document their life like as an interracial couple. And I think I watched. I didn't really watch all her videos, all the where when she was airing in that program. I didn't really watch the entire videos, but I know that she got to US through meeting in this. These are one of the ways that people can actually get to America, because it's very, very difficult for Africans to even be granted a visa. And something has always really rubbed me the wrong way. The fact that a lot of people usually apply for these American visas, and usually they pay afterhand before going to the embassy for the interview, and the interview the interview fee is usually really expensive, and usually it just rubs me the wrong way, the fact that these people they know very well that they are not going to grant you a visa, but they will actually pocket your money, and they pocket a lot of African people money without granting them a visa. I think there's supposed to be a certain rule whereby if you are not going to grant me a visa, you're supposed to refund part of the money. I mean, you wasted my time, perhaps I wasted your time, but then again, the money, you cannot just keep the entire money, yet I have not been helped. I have not been granted a visa. So I think it's very unfair that this happens, but I don't know if there's going to be a rule whereby, because listen, people, they don't usually give Kenyans visas, American visas. Africans, majority of Africans, they just don't, unless you're married, like sort of you have somebody in America who won a green card, and then perhaps that was a spouse, and they won a green card, and they included you and the children in their green card, then it's gonna be easy for you guys to immigrate. But just coming like you just want to immigrate. I mean, it's not easy to be granted a visa, because usually the people in the embassy usually feel like going to America is something that is so iconic, so good. I mean, your life is going to improve. I mean, there is just something, the way they make people feel about getting to America, the reason why they don't even grant people visas has always rubbed me really the wrong way. So I understand why people usually try any other way to get there. They even try, like for example, there is this guy who was in 90 Day Fiancé episode, and this notorious couple, Angela and Michael. You remember the younger Nigerian guy, and this American old woman who's always grumpy and always yells and always is nasty and always smokes and acts crazy. Angela, you guys. So just now, I mean, the guy had to put up, because obviously as a Nigerian, I can understand that it could be really difficult for him to actually be granted a visa if ever she wanted to go to America. So obviously they usually try to find these desperate white women who are looking for husbands, because apparently it's not easy to find husbands there in America. So they try to find naive African husbands whom they can dominate and sit on. So this is what I saw in this program, where Michael was being basically treated like dirt, but he stuck by this woman because he knew the end goal would be perhaps him getting to America and being granted a green card. So I've seen a lot of people talking online, and they were saying that he used her. I mean, Michael used Angela to get to America, because I mean, this guy deserves it, because he endured so much harassment, and he endured a lot of humiliation from this woman. This woman, I saw this woman smashing his vehicle, and this woman always chases after him and abuses him, and become just very nasty to him, always drinks, smokes, and being so nasty, and very bossy, is not able to even cook for a meal, and not able to typically become a wife, but a lot of these African men will just take this kind of treatment because they have something in mind, they have end goal. But I wouldn't say he used her. I wouldn't say really he used her, because I feel like the kind of harassment and the humiliation he went through, and owing in mind that perhaps he had really tried to get to America and had been denied visa severally, so he has to try any way possible to get there. So he had to endure. I don't feel sorry for him whatsoever. But then again, it's just so interesting when people, I mean, they used each other, because he wanted a husband. He got a husband in Michael, and Michael gets the beating and gets humiliated, and he still stick by him. But anyway, the rumors is, or the news is, that currently I think they went to America, but then then he sort of ran away in the basis of he called, and afterwards he called the police and told them that he's running away because of domestic violence. So basically he's being battered by Angela. So he went to America and then disappeared. So he's nowhere to be seen. Perhaps that is exactly what his plan was, because who can stay with that woman? That woman is nasty, absolutely nightmare. You can't stay with that woman in the same room. I was just feeling so I was just asking myself, this is what these African men go through. I mean, these men cannot take. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Keganda, thank you so much. I remember you aired my video on your channel, and that was really amazing. I thank you so much. I think I've gained a lot of following from your channel, even though I didn't appreciate a lot of people. I think that you should make a follow-up video to sort of just what you should just try to tell these people that, like, react to their comments. Based on my video, I actually made my video to just let them know about the situation based on, I remember you made a video talking about my dating experience, dating Arabs in Dubai. I think that video was like 5 or 6 years ago. I can't remember, perhaps 7 years, because it's been a long time since I left Dubai. I left Dubai in 2020. Now I live permanently, I relocated permanently in Kenya. And obviously, things are much different. My mindset is very much more open now. And life has really like treated me in a way that now my mind has opened. I don't judge people the same based on my previous experiences in dating or watching my parents being horrible to each other. Now I just take it as it comes. You love whoever you I mean, there's great African men also. So you could as well try to talk to them based on, go and read the comment section and react, because those people who are really brutal, like they were so nasty to me, saying majority like we just sleep with these guys and we are like pick me attitude, or having Stockholm syndrome. And to be honest, or to be fair, I never slept with any of an Arab. I was celibate for the entire time I was in the Emirates, because I respect my body, and I think that I am supposed to only give, I have very old fashioned mind. So I believe that you are supposed to only give your body to your husband, and not several men to just come and dump their seed in your body for no reason. I believe that sleeping with a lot of men at long run gives you diseases, and it's better to just become celibate until you find the right guy. And that is exactly what I did the entire time I was in the Emirates. I dated around and all that, but never in a million years did I even think that I'm going to be bedded by all these men I dated. So it was just so unfortunate and very hurtful to see most of these men talking the way they were talking. So yes, we can do an interview, Kiganda. We can do an interview, definitely. Let me know exactly when. I think I have SteamYard. I'm not sure, but I think I have SteamYard. So maybe I can figure that one out. Then I can add you, because on SteamYard, you can actually add a guest, and from then you can have a conversation. That would be so nice. It would really boost my channel. And I thank you so much. I've gained, I think, perhaps like 300 or 400 people from actually you airing my video. So I'm very grateful. I don't take that for granted. So anyway, I was talking, what was I saying? I was talking about these type of men, the kind of ish that they would take from this African, from the non-African men, non-African women, is crazy. Because I just think that the way Angela was treating that Nigerian guy was crazy. But he stood by this. He stood by this man. This woman never left her. It took so much slaps and blows, and you know, the things that he would not tolerate an African woman doing to him, he allowed this woman to do, the American white woman to do to him. But eventually, obviously, he's done whatever he wanted. He wanted only to go there and show this woman Pepe. Pepe means like, I'll show you fire. I just want to ride on your back. But the minute I reach the destination, I'm going to be nowhere to be found. That is exactly what he did, because actually he ran away in America, and now he's perhaps living with his friends. I don't know. Maybe he's finding his way. All right, so now I'm going to talk about this mass relocation. First and foremost, before I talk about this one, I want to to address me. I think I am qualified to talk about this topic because I'm somebody who has actually traveled a lot. I used to travel for work. That being said, I was a flight attendant, so I can actually speak based on the experience of visiting these countries and seeing exactly, even though I never lived there in Canada or in Australia permanently or even in America permanently, but I can actually talk based on my traveling experience. So a lot of African women usually are literally dying to leave Africa because they believe that it's better out there. The grass is always greener but out there. So sometimes they just naively, or not even sometimes, in most cases, they naively meet people online, and they naively just like sort of not even do their research. They don't even know anywhere in whichever countries that they are willing to go to, and they endanger themselves, their lives, by just going blindly into. Many girls usually go there and it turned out great for them. Unfortunately, there's a lot of women that has ended up ending their lives by blindly just meeting people online and sort of marrying them. There is one African Kenyan woman who made a video here. I can't remember her name. Perhaps if I remember, I might tell you. So you can go check her out. She met somebody online here in Kenya, and they got married very quickly. I mean, that's a red flag. Because I think that if you are actually getting to know somebody long distance, I think you need time with these people. You need to stay with them for quite some time in an enclosed place for 1 year. I mean, in a one house for up to 1 year, up to maybe perhaps 6 months, to know what are their true colors. I know some of these people will hide their true colors, but at least you will have a little bit of an idea. How is he when he's upset? What about when he's broke? What about when his things are not going his way? Is he somebody who can explode and throw tantrum and sort of go into fit and range, and is, all these things you need to sort of get to know these people. So this girl met somebody online. They quickly, it was a long distance, and because this guy was funding her lifestyle basically, she said in one of her videos that that was not what she was looking for. She was looking to actually for a husband, and she was working, earning her own money. She was not even taking gifts. She couldn't even ask for money or for this guy to sort of pay her rent. But this guy was always sending her some monetary gifts here and there, which to her it was very flattering. And the guy just lured her so much and love bombed her to an extent she fell so much in love with him. So I think the first time this guy came in Kenya, I'm not sure, don't quote me wrong, but they sort of got married. He came and he visited her, and they went to this courthouse wedding. They did all and whatever. They got married, and the sooner you know it, they already they no sooner did than they my English is not very good. So anyway, she left Kenya and went to the UK. And when she went to the UK, that girl just recounted a story, like she told a story online, how she suffered in the hands of this man. She suffered. This guy was a narcissist. He was an abusive guy. He was abusing her mentally, verbally, and it was crazy. And now she's just decided to, I think maybe she went on a spouse visa, and she decided to divorce him, and now she lives on her own. She was not deported back to Kenya, but she now lives on her own, and she's in the UK, and also she's still documenting her life on how the life is there, whatnot. So I think if I find out about remind me later as this video goes by. I'll tell you guys about her channel so that you can go watch her. So a lot of ladies are very naive here in Africa, including me. Before I traveled, I was very naive. So I can understand that many of us are not very very informed when it comes to life abroad. We always see it on TV, and it's just glitz and glam. As a matter of fact, to us, people in abroad are not poor. People in abroad are rich. People in abroad, whatever you say, people in abroad are well off, much better than Africans. As a matter of fact, the people in Africa, in Kenya, they don't know that there are people who are homeless in America. They don't know that there are people who are living from paycheck to paycheck. They don't know that there are people who are living on credit card, on massive debts, uh, mainly student loans. They don't know that a lot of people are actually living like they are like this much away from being homeless. Like you can be behind a little bit. Like you have to work. People don't have time to even have like I feel like that is very depressing to me. That is what I feel. Not that here in Africa we don't work, but our life is not like that. You know, it's different from the way the Americans live is not is different. But people in Africa usually think that everything is glitz and glam. They are very not informed. So they usually are dying literally to get out of Africa. So they don't know, even sometimes they don't do their research. For example, if you want to move to Dubai, you have to do your research and find out exactly which time of the month of the year, which season is okay for you to go there, okay? Especially if you want to move there as a job seeker, because you can go to Dubai and become a job seeker on a 3 months visit visa. You can easily find a job with a 3 months visit visa, you know. But then you have to be financially okay. You have to be financially prepared. What are you gonna eat? How are you gonna live there? Because remember, in Dubai, even if you have a relative, mostly people cannot accommodate you in Dubai. Their living arrangement does not allow them to accommodate a relative, especially where I used to work. We could not accommodate you more than 3 months at a time. Like we are not allowed, even though we had our own houses and whatnot. The company that I worked for gave us very beautiful apartments, but still we were not allowed to even host your mother for like indefinitely. You could they always like sort of gave you so much restrictions that you have to leave by 3 months mark. You have to get out, you know, or 2 months time. So these people, when they go there, they don't do their research. You have to find out which season is okay for you to try and find jobs, because remember, it's not always, jobs are very seasonal. There's a time they are hiring, there are times they don't hire, and the job market is very crowded. There is barely job opportunities, especially, let's say, if you are educated here in Africa. In Dubai, your certificate, whatever, even if you have a doctorate degree, or even if you are very much highly educated from an African university, they don't recognize your papers. They don't recognize it as much as they recognize papers from the people who come from America, UK, Canada, Australia, you know, those overseas countries, you know. So even if you are an African, you obviously have to, even let's say you want to move to, perhaps you are a nurse here in Kenya, you know, you have a very good advantage for you to get a job in UK, in Canada, or even in America. You have a better opportunity there to get a job, better than in Dubai. In Dubai, you're not going to get a job there as a nurse with the nursing degree in Kenya. You wouldn't get a job there. So even if you are a computer guru, you are in IT, you are an engineer, because yes, they usually hire engineers because they have oil and gas fields in companies in Dubai, but they usually favor people from America better than they favor people from Kenya. They favor people from America, from India. India basically because they hire them through cheap labor, and they hire you based on your passport. So the more money, like your passport counts when it comes to you being paid. So, for example, somebody who comes from India is not going to be paid the same with somebody who comes from America. So you have to do all this research and find out if your career or your major is going to be profitable or marketable there, wherever you are going. And most times these people don't really do the research. So there is one lady who left here in Kenya. especially when you want to go to Canada, I understand that you have to find an agent who specializes on immigration and helps you with pushing your visa for your visas. And I think they have to be recognized with the embassy, and they have to sort of recommend you based on your police records, if you're criminal, if you don't have any bad criminal history or whatnot. So there are agents who are working closely with embassies, and these agents, remember, they only want money. At the end of the day, they're not going to do research for you. They're not going to tell you how is it. Sometimes they won't even tell you, because in this case, the lady that the story that I'm going to give you shortly, it's about a Kenyan woman who went to Canada on this season. She went to Canada, I think last month. I am not sure exactly when she went, but she went there and she actually passed away. And the reason why she passed away is because she went there and then she had nowhere to go. So the agent advised her to seek asylum as soon as she got to America. I think there's a way you can do that. I don't know. And obviously, she got there legally. Or maybe she went to America first and then she got into Canada illegally. I have no idea. It is not clear, that part. But what I understood is that she went to Canada and then she was advised to seek asylum. So when she went to seek asylum, the shelters, Canada, I don't understand. If Canada is actually going to accept people from all over the world to seek asylum there, isn't it, can they even have enough shelters for people to even get into? Because I understand that this lady was an asylum seeker and she went to seek shelter in one of the shelters. I think they give people shelter in. And one thing that I don't understand that made hurt my feelings is the fact that this lady was so much in a hurry to leave. Perhaps she had the money she had and she paid all this money to the agent, and maybe she didn't even have little change left for her pocket money. Because if you have to go to Canada or anywhere in the world, I think that you have to be equipped with your own cash. Just in case something happens, you need to get a place or an Airbnb or even a hotel. You cannot just leave. And I think sometimes even the embassy will allow you to get in because they usually give fake bank statement, because you have to prove of fund. You have to show the embassy for them to actually approve your papers. And most of these people use, funds from friends. They get their friends' bank account, and they just want something to prove that you have money. And sometimes they just get a friend or a sister or somebody who have a lot of money in their bank account. They get them to give them these bank statements and they submit them. So I don't know how they do it. Perhaps they just put lump sum big money in their account, and then after they've gotten the papers or they took the proof to the embassy, they remove this money altogether now, and life goes on. But then this lady went to Canada, and she's a 46-year-old lady, fairly older. I don't know what major, what degree or what major. I don't know if she was going there to do what type of a job. I really don't know. But anyway, she went there to seek asylum, ran away from this harsh weather in Kenya. It has been hot lately here in Kenya, only to be slapped by the coldest season in Canada. And as she was waiting for the shelter to be admitted into the shelter, which was clearly full, many people were freezing to death outside these shelter camps. And this woman, you are Kenyan. Here in Kenya, I mean, you chose the worst time to travel to. This lady chose the worst time to travel to Canada. She could have even traveled a different season. Because I remember I went to Canada. Hey, they called in Canada. is not anything to be joked around with. My goodness. There is these two places I went. There is one in a place called Chicago in America. You know, where the wind blows like crazy. And during winter, leave that one alone. Even this cold in Chicago is nothing compared to the kind of cold I experienced in Toronto. Man, you know, you go with you're dressed up with your even gloves, you have everything, even the warmest coat and the warmest boots, the warmest socks, the warmest, everything warm. But then the minute I got out, you know, I was going to this place called, I don't know, it was called the Eaton Center. It is a big mall in Toronto. I was going there on foot because we were living in downtown. It was a hotel in the downtown, and I was walking on foot. I froze on my way. My feet became hard like a rock, and I couldn't feel my feet. That is how cold it was. And you know, from my hotel to this Eaton Center, it was just less than 10 minutes walk. But I literally froze. I couldn't walk. Literally. I was like limping because I couldn't feel my feet. I couldn't. Apparently, you have to put on something on your ears to cover your ears as well. Otherwise, your ears is gonna fall off. From your ears will freeze and fall off. That is how serious it is. And you couldn't feel your face. The face was frozen. You know, your nose, that was the most horrible, you know. I almost died of hypothermia from a 10 minutes walk from my hotel to Eaton Center. I almost died of hypothermia. Imagine this lady in this harsh cold weather. She was waiting outside to be given shelter. In this shelter place, she waited for 7 good hours in this cold. Perhaps her agent told her, do not dare leave. Once you are on the line, stay there. You must get this. You know, the agent already ate her money. The agent already, you know, actually that agent, if they were good people, they could have advised her, listen, this is not the time to go to Canada. Wait a little. Wait a little bit for the weather to cool. You know, summer is beautiful. Canadian summer is the most beautiful weather in Canada. Oof, beautiful, you know. So she could have gone during summer, you know, or even, you know, but not winter. Winter is crazy, especially if you're going there with no money. You don't have anybody there, a relative that you can confide in or call. And perhaps this person knew somebody in Canada, but she was told, perhaps she was advised, don't even say you know anyone, or don't even go. She was advised to akue sugu, you know, stay strong and be there until you. This girl stayed outside for 8 hours, 7-8 hours, and she passed on. She passed on. She literally couldn't take the man. I can't. I just cannot. I would even go to the mall for a bit to just get the heat, you know, just to warm up and then get out for a bit. Just warm up. What? That was the most painful death. Anyway, this woman waited for all this time. She got ill. She couldn't take, her body couldn't take the heat, the cold. Because remember, here in Kenya, the coldest it has ever been is perhaps 13 degrees or 14 degrees. It has never gone below that. I'm born here, I know. Maybe the Mount Kenya region or Limuru region. Obviously, there's regions in Kenya that are quite much colder. Especially in Limuru, there's never sun there. It always winters. Winter, it was always cold there. It goes even up to perhaps 2 degrees or 3 degrees, or even, you know, or even in the mountain near Mount Kenya, Mount Kilimanjaro, on top of it gets colder there. But here in the city, The coldest I've ever gotten is 14 degrees. And when it is 14 degrees, we are usually like, we can't take it. We are so covered up and we are like, oh my goodness, it is so cold and we can't. So imagine that woman getting there with that kind of weather, negative something degrees. How? How now? How is she going to survive? She didn't survive because she was ill-informed. She didn't know better. She didn't perhaps do her research. This money, she could have even done something else with it or even save a bit more for her to, what was the rush? For her to even have a little bit of more money that you can use even for shelter to sort of go on a Airbnb or on a hotel for a couple of days and then find a friend, yani do something. I don't know. It was very unfortunate. So anyway, this lady passed on, and I think now people in the African community in Canada are actually trying to contribute some money to repatriate her body. And she left children here, and now children are going to receive their dead mom to bury. Very unfortunate. So the life here is not so bad that I understand that in my case, when I left, going there was the only option that I had. I had to leave. Because remember, if you guys go on Lean Googie show, you will listen to my story. And I'm sure the people who've been watching me, they know my story from Lean Googie. I'll just type the name here. You can go and watch my story on Lean Googie. Googie show. I'm not gonna go on details. You can go and watch my story on Lean Googie show, and you can know exactly everything about myself, how I ended up going to Dubai and whatnot. But for me, that was the only option I had. I was like, my life was just nothing. Oof. It was crazy, you know. I had no place called home. I had no parents. They had passed on. I was like basically just working in people's homes for me to even get a shelter on top of my head. And actually, even the time that I was going for the interview, the church helped me. They took me in to pay for my accommodation temporarily. So I was in the hostels temporarily. They're giving me ultimatum. They were giving me certain months to get out, if they were not gonna do it forever. So I had very limited time to actually get it out, like find something. And job opportunity, I didn't have any college degree or anything, and as a matter of fact, I had dropped out of secondary education, elementary. I don't know if you guys call that elementary school or what, secondary education, high school. I had dropped out because no school fees, no parents to educate me. The sponsors who had took me in to educate me further dropped me along the way before me even completing my high school. So I didn't even have a high school diploma to start with. So where was I going? Where was I? I didn't know exactly what else. But anyway, I managed to find a job because, in Dubai, to get there, you just needed the kind of job that the kind of people that they were looking for. They just wanted you to actually know how to talk in English and know how to you can do sales and marketing. So I demonstrated how good I could have been as a sales associate. So they were just putting for you like a bag and say to you, okay, this is a bag, sell me this bag, or this is a cup, sell me this cup. And you had to convince a customer to buy it. So that was basically the interview. So I just told them, I just did my thing and I was hired from there. And that is how I got to Dubai. And long story short, after 1.5 years, because I came from Kenya, I had already registered to finish my exams. I had already registered, So I came back home, sat for my exams, and then went back. After some time, I went back with my papers. So then I started looking for a better job, and that is how I landed the airline job. So it is a long story. I mean, if I hadn't gotten out of Africa, out of Kenya, even this house, I couldn't have this type of a house that is fully built, fully paid for, fully no debt on this house. So I couldn't have had any. A lot of people usually say, "Oh, slavery," or you go to the Dubai only to become slaves. There, these people did wrong things to the blacks and blah blah blah. Well, the money that they stole from Africa, they have it there. So I went there to work my ass off to come back with that money, and that is exactly what I did. I came back that money to build the economy here in Africa. Came back, especially when you're giving people work to bring up a structure, the builders, you are empowering them, you're giving them money. So again, you're building the continent. When you're coming from abroad with money, you're putting it here, you're building the continent. Right now, I have a business that is helping improve the economy. And all that. After coming from there, if I hadn't gone there, my life could not have gotten any further. I kid you not. So I understand the reason why people try to go. I wouldn't tell anybody, please don't go, it's not better out there, even though after 2020, life has become a bit complicated everywhere in the world. We are crying about economy here, but the economy situation is even bad for people in Canada. I've seen a lot of people make videos on how they want to leave. They want to leave Canada. A lot of people are moving back to Africa because when they come to Africa, they feel like it's easy to buy land here. It's easy to build a home here. It won't take you your entire life to be able to even put up a structure to live in a very small cozy place where you have a garden, you can till your land, and you can grow your own food and have a small you can do something. It is much easier here than it is out there, because I know people buy homes and they live their entire life without finishing even paying these mortgages, because it's like you're living from like you have to work. You work so much until you get so burned out. You're still working, you're paying taxes. I mean, it's not that it doesn't happen here in Kenya as well. Here in Kenya is the same thing, but it's a little bit better because here you can get a piece of land by as little as 500,000, a 50 by 100 plot. You can get even 150,000 in the rural areas. Even an acre you can get with less than 1 million Kenya shillings, and you can build your crop and you can do everything here. It's obviously much more easier to if you have a little bit of more money here to get by here in Kenya. So I understand that people who are, even right now, my sister is out there in Saudi Arabia. She used to be in Dubai. Now she's moved in Saudi Arabia. And I always advised her. I always tell her, my sister, you didn't go there to have fun and buy unnecessary bullshit things, bags, shoes, what, iPhone 17, iPhone whatnot, everything. You didn't go there to do all this. You can use your money, you can spoil yourself once in a while, but at the same time, you have to be a vigorous, frugal saver. You have to save your money quickly so that you can get out of there, come back home, put up a structure, a business, have a home, you're not paying rent, and educate your child up to university level. But as much as you are there to collect as much money as you can and develop yourself back here at home. Even me, I'm not going to exploit her. I told her, I'm not here to exploit you. as your sister whom you've left your child with me, I will not exploit you. Even your money, even if she was offering to buy me a car at one time as a present, a gift, to tell me, thank you, my sister, you've been with me all this through since mommy died, you've always holded me by my hand, la la. I told her, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You keep your money, and then develop yourself, because I do know that the African people, they usually think that when you are out there, the minute you land from the airport, you're collecting coins from the ground. From the time you step on that, in America or in the aeroplane, you start plucking money from the tree as soon as you get in the aeroplane. Then they don't know that it's so tough out there. So I usually tell my sister, as somebody who has traveled and know how it is out there, I usually tell her, collect as much money, become a very frugal spender, and spoil yourself if you have to. But then even me, I used to tell her, there was no day in my life I even bought myself a brand new phone. I didn't do that. I always bought myself a refurbished phone. You know what is refurbished? There are rich people who just buy phones and then they decide to take it back to the shop. And then now it's being sold as a second hand. These are the type of phone. Even this phone that I have here. This phone is a 7-year-old phone that I bought as a second hand phone. The battery is crap right now, but it's still working. It's still working, as you can see. So I told her, even right now, I desire to have iPhone, the iPhone 13 Plus, 13 Pro. I told her, I'd like to have that phone, but it's not very important to me. It's not very urgent. I want the phone, but I don't need it brand new. Because brand new is going to cost me like $1,000 plus. I can get it for like $600 or $500. I can get a second-hand one. I told her I can get a second-hand one. So it's easy for you to get carried away and use your money and forget where you come from. Forget that you don't have a place called home. A roof on top of your head. It's very important. For me, I was like, I have to get. I have to. I cannot come from diaspora and then come back home to only rent a house. I'm not. So I work hard and I saved frugally, for me to be able to. I was always denying myself a lot of luxury and a lot of things. I desire a certain perfume. I want to buy it from duty free, even if it is $100. I feel that is too much. That is too much. I don't. So I weigh options. I say this one can buy me 5 cements. This one, how I will buy 5 cements with this one instead of buying. I used to always calculate in my head. This 5 cements, maybe a lorry of sand. Maybe okay. So let me put this perfume down. Let me buy. I used to be like that. So I used to buy a perfume. If I buy one perfume, I stay with it even 1 year, 1.5, or even 2 years. I just do that. I'm very frugal. Just little. Just so long as I don't smell bad. I am smelling like from afar. I'm just smelling. I don't know how to spray myself and waste the perfume. I didn't used to do that. But I told her, just save as much as you can. And then when you come back home, you will be very proud of yourself. Do something for yourself. So I understand that people want to get out there. I understand that if I couldn't have taken the opportunity or even desire to get out of Kenya, I couldn't have been where I am right now. So I understand that a lot of people really want to get out as much as possible, because it's actually, the life is not actually easy right now here in Kenya. I can really admit that, because I actually feel it. I feel it, totally feel it right now. I didn't used to feel it because I was used to the life of just spare, like if I used to just it had not dawned on me that life here is not as easy as it is, especially if you don't have constant income and you wasted your money and you don't have any savings. It's not easy here. So I understand why people. Anyway, I wanted also to talk about this mass immigration before I forget about this one. There is this mass immigration that is happening, and the UN has actually decided to immigrate their staff here in Kenya. I mean, the reason why they are immigrating, bringing their offices here and bringing like a quarter, like half of their staff here in Kenya, from New York here to Kenya, they are doing it because they want to be closer to the people they are working for, like the people they are helping, or the people, the humanitarian, closer to Africa, because Africa is suffering and they are helping. But then I just feel like there is an agenda. There's some hidden agenda as to why now. Why now, when there is rumors of World War III, like this war in the world? Why now? I mean, there must be something. And again, the reason why they can have this they can be allowed is because of the current leader that we have. He's sort of sleeping with these people. Like, I don't know how I can put it, but he's a little bit on their side. I mean, so long as you're bringing, I mean, I don't know, man. You know, you people, I don't want to say something that might have me being arrested or somebody coming into my house to arrest me. These people know where I live. I want to get out of politics because unfortunately politics is not good and it's a dirty game. But then again, let me tell you something. I feel like the current leaders here in Kenya, they are not very informed and they are not very smart when it comes to dealing with these people. Me, the only leader that I know was smart is this Magafuli guy. You know this Tanzanian president that was eliminated? Shh. Yeah, because I don't believe he just died. I do not. This person was very, you know, if these people realize that you are smart, they find a way to eliminate you very easily. I don't know if they inject you, I don't know what they do, but there's just a way they eliminate you very quickly. They have a track history of doing this to the people who are smart and people who are like can see them from afar and know that they're up to no good. When these people are coming here, I feel like there is an agenda. I feel like there's something. There's a reason. I've heard that here in Kenya they've discovered this mineral called colcat. I don't know if it's mineral or what is it. I'm sorry if I am not. Please educate me on the comment section. I don't know what is colcat. I think it might be something good. I don't know. Maybe it's something good. It's something beneficial or useful. I don't know why. Why do I feel like every time everywhere the UN lands on, they usually destabilize or do something disguising themselves as we are helping, but they're usually doing something that is not okay. I feel like it is not something that we are supposed to be happy about, that they choose Kenya to be the place where they are bringing their offices and they bring their staff here in mass immigration. Why Kenya? Why all of a sudden Kenya? You know, I feel like also because they are coming here and they have money, and now our suburbs or our cities, they are going to be buying. You know, even the real estate business is going to be the houses or the land. The prices are going to be a bit more higher because again they will now be here and they will be able to afford, and then these people feel the need to actually hike prices, and that is not going to be beneficial for Kenyans. I don't know. I feel like because obviously the current president might know about their moving and might have approved them to move here. And plus also the Chinese have moved here a bit. They're quite a bit here. There's a lot of them here. What are these people trying to do? I feel like there's something that these people are trying to do. I mean, I mean, it's not just they don't just move. Guys, can you tell me? Can you tell me if I'm just being paranoid on the comment section, or there's something that you also feel that these people are after? Do you think that we should celebrate their moving here? Because I feel like they should stay in their country. Because how is it that us Africans, we cannot go to their country freely, but they can always be here? They can always just come. I mean, we want to be able to, even if you have looked at my background and to find that we are like I'm not a criminal, and perhaps I'm a hardworking person, and perhaps I've been working here in Kenya, and I have family, and I'm qualified. Why can't I have a visa to go to wherever I want? I don't understand. Because why are Africans, why do we get denied? Even though sometimes, of course, I know that there are people who are scammers and bad people who only go there to make trouble and become criminals and all that. But not all. I mean, there are some people who are genuinely, they just want to go there to have a better life. But they still get denied. They eat their money in the embassy, yet deny them the opportunity to go. Yet these people just come here randomly to live here indefinitely. I feel like something is not right somewhere. I feel like you guys need to open your eyes, and then you need to do a bit more research as to why they are coming. Okay, they are getting closer to the people they are serving. So why can they go to Congo? Why can they go to Congo? Why can they go to Rwanda then? Okay, Rwanda, go to Rwanda. Why here? Oh, yes, yes. Oh, Water Sniper. Water Sniper is saying about the lady who met a white man online. The savior. She met a savior online with the hopes of having a better life in the UK. And the savior turned on her. Oh yes, the guy was white, and the guy was like love bombed her, and pretended to be such a nice person to her, only to go there and treat her like a dog, literally. That was from her own mouth. She's called Tess Ogamba Up Close. Her channel is called Tess Ogamba Up Close. I don't know if she deleted that video. I don't know if she deleted the video where she was. I feel like maybe she deleted it. Did she? Maybe the her lawyers, or maybe the husband, the ex-husband threatened her, or maybe she deleted it. I don't know. But you can go and see her life, her because she gives people her stories on how she immigrated to the UK as a wife. She went there as a wife because she met that guy online and married him so quickly, and they left. And then that guy almost killed her, literally. So you guys, someone is saying that we treated them so well, yet they treat us. I feel like honestly, when the people usually feel like, hey, in Africa we are really suffering, and it's sometimes it's true. You guys, I'm trying to find my words. That's why you see me closing my eyes and trying to find exactly how to word this. But the way these people are putting Africa, I kid you not, here in Africa, people live better than it they live in America. I kid you not. People live better here than they live in America. Honestly, I saw even a Tesla on the road here in Kenya. I mean, this car, what is this? The name of this car? There is this car called it's a BMW. I don't know if it is a Mercedes Benz. It's not a BM. It's a Mercedes Benz. This car. What is the name of this car, man? G wagon. So many people have G wagon in this Nairobi. It's crazy. And what about this Discovery? The vehicle called Discovery? I don't know if it is Range Rover is nothing. Range Rover is nothing. BMW is nothing. These are not cars. These are just like by the way cars. People have machines on these Kenyan roads. And then some of these Americans, I think that there's something. These people want to brainwash these people in the West so that they do not come to Africa. Because they know that if you come, we are going to unite, we are going to be stronger, we are going to build, and we are going to be greater, we are going to be wiser. So they poison your brains so that you stay where you are, so that they keep using you, they keep making you poor, they keep, you live like if you like, for example, if these people were educated enough to understand that here in Africa they can even be better and bigger and much richer with the money that you have, or even in the position that you hold now in America, that you can if you come to Africa with that money that you have, you can actually build even the biggest mansion with a swimming pool, because you can easily afford that here. And the lifestyle, the beautiful lifestyle, you can afford it here, and you can live it easily here, debt free, with the money that you have there in America. That you can, man, these people don't know. But then they have brainwashed a lot of people to always think that Africa is suffering, Africa is poor, Africa is the ghetto, Africa is poverty, Africa is dying, Africa. Man, if you come here, you yourself, you're going to be dumbfolded. You're going to be like, whoa, is this, anywho. Me, since I came here, I don't desire going anywhere. I don't desire going to America. I don't desire even boarding a plane, leave alone just like, I don't desire boarding a plane to leave, to go anywhere. I just want to be here. Because I feel like here, this is home. This is home, man. So, sorry, I'm just reading sales from the girl who works for me in my shop. She's just closing and she's sending me the sales report. Okay. So I'm telling you guys that people need to be a little bit more educated on issues. Don't let anybody tell you. First of all, you need to just travel and see for yourself. Because me, I've seen it. I've gone out there. Even I have friends who live out there and they want to come back home. They just don't know how, but they want to come. What I can say is, coming back home without any backup plan, don't do it. If you don't have money, don't do it. If you don't have a house, don't do it. You need to just have a house, at least so that you're not paying rent. The rent money can go to something else. And then you can come home. And then for me, I came home in 2020 and I stayed indoor because it was during COVID. I stayed indoors for 7 good months, just thinking, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? So when I stayed indoors, I had time to rest. I rested. I think I rested for like a year because I got stuck in Dubai for like 5 months during COVID, not working, nothing. And then I came here another 7 months. I think I stayed for like 1.5 years in the house, just thinking, what am I going to do with my life? Then I realized that, okay, I want to get into beauty business. So that is exactly what I'm doing. So and I just want to encourage the ladies, especially the friends that I have who are in diaspora. Just do not be afraid. I remember when I was in Dubai, I was so paranoid, because I didn't want to come back home and fall back into poverty. That was my worst fear, my worst nightmare. Man, I've tasted poverty. Poverty, you don't want to get there. It's bad. So I think I'm going to read from you guys and then I'm going to leave. Thank you so much, Keganda. I don't know if you're still online, you're still on live. I'm so glad to see you and thank you for that gift. Let me know when we can do an interview. Email me at, what's my email? Let me write my email here. I think you can, okay, let me see. Let me write my email here so that you can email me. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You can email me on that. And then we can arrange the interview. That would be so perfect. That would be so, I'm looking forward to that. So Mercy M is saying, oh my, sorry for if I'm squinting, it's because I don't like wearing my glasses and my eyesight is pathetic. So Mercy is saying Chicago is called the Wind City. It gets frigid cold due to the lake's effect. Hey, where I saw it, I don't even know what to say. I still feel goosebumps when I think about how cold and windy that place is. The risk of hypothermia and frostbite is no joke. You can literally die from it. Homeless people get into trains and buses to escape the cold outside. Man, I see some people also just be sleeping in this type of cold. And how can they be, oh man, how can they be surviving like this? How? I think all the governments in the world need to have shelter for the homeless, man. I think so. Um, uh, Repatriations come in so many ways, Ruby. That smart way you pointed out. Very true, Ruby. I was lucky to have a company job in UAE, but we all know that we have some brothers and sisters not having it easy. I know. I know. I also want to make a video and talk about Dubai in its real sense. Because people usually go there spending money on vacations and holidays and glitz and glams and shopping and whatnot, but they don't know that Dubai in itself is a slavery city. They don't know that it's built by people who have even died in the line of duty. They don't know that it's the city itself is built from slavery. People usually think that slavery is in the old era. Slavery is still very much alive, especially in Dubai. Those big skyscrapers building, the people who built those houses got peanuts, like even $1 a day. $1. People from Pakistan and India. and because their situation back home is horrible, and perhaps those people, like, they are very good at what they do. Look at the kind of buildings they've built, the kind of architecture they've, and the big cities in Dubai. So the big buildings, they did all that. So anyway, let me continue reading. And also, the people are really suffering in Dubai, especially. I didn't have sense to actually make videos and just show you guys. Those days I was not even making videos to show you how we live. Bed space. Ooh, I don't even want to remember. I don't want to remember. It's crazy. So Tess Ogamba up close. Go and watch her video. They should be in Ukraine, not Nairobi exactly. They have something. They have something up their sleeve, and I'm afraid even the president won't know. I feel like this current president might even sell this entire nation to the people, to these people, to the enemy. He might sell us because he's very money minded. He's very worried about his tummy and his stomach, but really not worried about his people. I feel easily that he's a sellout. He's absolute sellout. So someone is saying that they miss Magufuli so much. You know Wazungu very well, obviously. The woman, okay, you have talked about Tess, and we treat them very well. Meanwhile, they don't do that to us. Very true. She said it was taken down, but we don't know the real truth. I think she talked about it again. That white man treated her bad. Very true. Very true. Our people will never learn. They don't love us. We need to stay away from them, people. It is very true. They are saying we are using so much strength to live, and they are using mind. That is why they feel they can oversmart us. Uh, we need to use our mind and produce our own goods and buy our own. We don't have unity. We are not united. We are very divided to the core. And that is why you see that if I go into a supermarket or into a shop, a certain shop, or maybe if I get into a restaurant, me just as I am, they'll look at me like, but the minute they see me with a white, or they see me in the company of whites, all of a sudden now my value skyrockets. Now they see me as somebody. They even greet me nicely. They smile at me. The minute I go there, even if let's say the whites were behind me and I'm in front, the whites will not queue. They will be told, hey, special treatment here, come. They like them. They love them. They treat them so well. Meanwhile, they treat each other like crap. There's a lot of divide here. We don't even like each other, man. People, it's really crazy. So I think because of this, I don't think we have the spirit of unity. It's really damaged. We are all just damaged. So these people can easily come here and be given even they'll be given the tender or even the contract to manufacture this or even to retract this colcat. I don't know what colcat is. Something mineral, I don't know what it is. So anyway, you'll be so surprised that these people have realized that there's something here in Kenya that they want. That is the reason why they are coming closer and closer. They are bringing their people. They have brought them. Actually, they are on their way. They are getting repatriated very soon. So, um, so I have Lynn Lister, it's been a while, man. I've not seen you for a while, but it's nice to see you again. Nice to see you again. Jerina Star is saying, we rested for a year and then started a business which is getting successful. Kudos to you guys. Very, very well. So Purity Munza is asking me about my niece. Where is my niece? My niece is in college and she doesn't live with me anymore. She lives with her mom. So I'm going to end this video here today. I hope you guys liked this little chat that I had with you. And if you do, please give this video a big thumbs up. And I'll see you guys on my next live video. Maybe this week I might drop one more video and then I'll wait until Sunday again to drop another video. Then we are going to keep this channel running and up. And I am so grateful that you joined. Have a lovely time whenever you are. Good night.